Guys, to correct. It's reset day, Tuesday. Done some Midas. Went ahead and did Expert, so I'm going to do leveling on my White Mage now. White Mage is level 58. Pretty fresh into 58. So still have a while to go. Sweet Halatali. I'm always down for Halatali. It's easy. Warrior tank, not a Marauder tank. So that's nice, I guess. I like getting the low level ones for leveling. It seems to go so much quicker to me. Probably doesn't, but it's it's just like my opinion, man. Also, you don't have to do a whole lot when you're a healer in the level dungeons. I mean, you can really afford to just DPS the absolute dog shit out of things. Not really having to spend a whole lot of time actually carrying. This guy did just go pull a bunch of mobs. In a party with no AoE, which I have to say really grinds my gears, especially at low levels. There is no reason to pull that bomb and just all that other stuff. Well, I mean, that'd be sad. It's only 4 mobs. It's not that many. But there are people that, like, you come into these dungeons. You come into these dungeons with, 2 ninjas or two rogues, right? And a tank or a white mage, a healer or whatever. They're like, oh man, we gotta do the big pulls. It's gonna be so much faster. And it's not a case at this level of people having bad AoE, so much as just them not having AoE at all. Like, Ninja doesn't get AoE until level 35. And even then, that AoE is only once every 20 seconds. A bunch of other jobs, like even the AoE you do have, if you're not playing Black Mage, it's pretty subpar. So there's not a whole lot of point of pulling huge packs of mobs because you're not actually going to go any faster. If you don't have the people with the AoE to back it up, it's going to take just as long, and it's going to be more taxing on your healer. I don't really care because I'm at that point in the game where I'm pretty confident. I think pretty confident in myself. Not in this ninja that's off not attacking what the tank is attacking. But there. I mean, for a person that's new to the game and new to healing, coming in here and pulling 8 mobs at once is like a big no-no because they just, it's like, oh my god, what do I do? And it's just not necessary. At least I don't think it is. Like when I come in here on my tank, if there's no Black Mage, then I'm not going to pull a lot of mobs. I'm just not. It's not going to make it go any faster. I also prefer to set the order. So I like that this tank is setting the order. After that ninja ran off and just kind of started attacking or whatever. You can see he's got a level 60, so he's should be. There, look at me, healing in cleric stance pro. He should be pretty well versed in what's going on. Although, I mean, that is a leap of faith that I'm not willing to make. Not really sure how I like the Galkas as healers like this. Excuse me, Rogaden. Switched over from Ether. I just wanted to change it up. And I don't know. I really like it when I'm tanking. Like I think the Rogaden, you know, Paladins, Dark Knights, Warriors, I think they look pretty legit. But I don't know how I feel about this healing. And likewise, like, you know, I've got Bard leveled to 37, I think 36. 36. And you know, that's a class that I would like to level. You know, I just haven't really given myself the chance to yet. But I don't know that I want to play it on a Rogaden. Like I'm just not sure how aesthetically pleasing that is to me. I mean, that's pretty shallow, I guess. But you know, why do something that you're not going to enjoy? You know, whatever the reason that is for not enjoying it, I think is irrelevant. But if you're not going to enjoy something, don't force yourself into doing it. Although I suppose I could always just switch back to Mithra. You never know. These people are they're killing the ads, which is, you know, that's fine. But I really like it when people come in here and it's all people that are, you know, have been level 60 and they've been level 60 for a long time and they just kind of like ignore the ads. That's literally the best. This boss would have already been dead if we were ignoring the ads. We would have already teleported, entered the etheric flow, or whatever the bonfire turns into after you beat the boss. A minute ago I was healing in cleric stance, and now I'm DPSing not in cleric stance. So that's special. Really special. Yeah. Goatskin leg guards. So the only job that I don't have leveled up beyond the teens is Monk. And to be 100% interested whatsoever in leveling Monk. The positionals on Ninja bother me enough as it is, and there's only 2 of them. Like, you know, I can't imagine playing that job where like so much of the job is so heavily dependent on where you're standing. And I respect people that do. I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I just prefer not to. Yeah. This guy set the order on him, and I was like, do you really want to kill that one first? Do you really not want to kill the Python first? And then he changed it to Python #1. Which, naturally, the ninja is ignoring and just killing other things first. Because, you know, YOLO swag 420, plays it, whatever. I mean, I happen to think the giant 1 and 2 over things is pretty clear, you know, what he wants you to do. It's not really a whole, not much of a compelling reason not to. It's not like he, you know, pulled a bunch of bombs and a bunch of not bombs and told you to kill things that weren't bombs first. You know, that might arouse a few questions in my head. But that's not what he did. And this ninja just, you know, kind of refuses to attack what the tank is attacking. I've also had people before that are like, oh, but that makes it faster. If we're killing separate things, we kill them faster. And I don't think that's how that works, you know? Oh man, and that bard just went and pulled all that stuff. You know, if you look at all of the mobs you pull as like one giant health pool, regardless of who's attacking what, they're going to die at the same rate. So, like that health pool is going to empty from the collective at the same rate. So there's really no point to like split up what you're attacking most of the time. I mean, obviously there's exceptions to every. I wouldn't even call it a rule, but I don't know, a heuristic maybe. Something to help you make shortcut having to make decisions in daily life. One of them, as it pertains to Final Fantasy, attack what the tank's attacking. Another one, when you're not sure where you should be standing in a fight, don't stand behind a tank. It's just things that like 90% of the time are correct, and so you can take those and use those to make your decisions easier. Learned all about that on a Magic podcast. If you're into Magic, Magic the Gathering, you should definitely check out the Limited Resources podcast if you haven't already. Marshall Sutcliffe and Louis Scott Vargas are two of my favorite people, kind of faces in Magic, and their podcast is just, Marshall's specifically, his podcast is just it's the best. Really like that podcast. Really like Patrick Chapin's podcast, Top Level Podcast, I think is what the name is. It's interesting to see into his mind. One of the most renowned deck builders, to ever play the game. Just a real interesting guy. I had a chance to talk to him at a GP a year or so ago for a few minutes, and he's real fun guy to talk to, real down to earth. Oops. Target out of my line of sight. Whew. I don't know why I've been so tired recently. Really don't. Haven't really done anything. I go to the gym, but I mean I don't go out and hike or do anything like that. So it's not like I'm out doing a whole lot of strenuous physical activity. I work from home, so I basically sit at my computer desk all day. Like I said, I get up and I go to the gym and things like that, but my little guy is going to die. I'm a bad healer. Last night when I was doing, yesterday being Labor Day, I didn't have a whole lot of time to play, but I did log on to do Expert because I wanted to cap out my tomes for the week so I could pick up my lore weapon, my Dark Knight lore weapon. Pretty sweet. But zoned into anti-tower, and the healer was like, just real quick before we start, it's like, what's the deal with this? Is it okay if I DPS? The tank I had in the last dungeon was very upset with me for DPSing on healers. I got, blah, blah, blah. I think, part of me is sitting here thinking, like, why do you need to ask people's permission to do that? Like, every healer does that. And then there's part of my mind that's like, maybe this guy is just a really bad healer. And that's why the other tank got mad. But, I don't know. I mean, he did just as well as any other healer I've ever had. Any other random duty finder healer. But still don't really know the story what that was. My buddy Miguel, who plays this game, he'll probably be on this channel at some point. He just hit 50 on his second job at Black Mage, and he got to 50 on Ninja, and hadn't had an opportunity to pick up a copy of Heavensward yet, and so he decided to go ahead and level a second child to 50. So he leveled his Black Mage to 50, and he really likes that. But he's got me thinking about wanting to play it. I mean, it seemed I watched him play it. My brother also, he mained Black Mage in 2.0. Looks like a lot of fun. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that after I finish up White Mage. I really have zero. I have not. I unlocked Astral Religion, but I haven't played it yet. But I have played Scholar. Obviously, get eye for an eye. But I gotta say, man, I have zero interest in leveling Scholar or Summoner. That it just does not appeal to me whatsoever. And like I said, I've unlocked Astral Religion, but again, I don't really have any interest in playing that. I don't know. It doesn't really seem that great. I don't know. Got a lot of bad Astral Religion healers, but I wonder if that's just a consequence of it's the new job. So are people just playing what's new just because? I don't know. I mean, that's 100% a thing. After seeing some of the seeing people play some of the jobs in like 11 or in World of Warcraft right after an expansion comes out, where you just get people playing the hot new thing, and it's just not. It's just a lot of people that are not really good that just play it because it's new. And I wonder if the reason that I've had mostly bad Astral Religions is the same kind of is that effect, like, because more people are just playing it because it's new. I don't know. I really like White Mage. I like White Mage a lot. I don't think I would ever want to gear it up for like like a raid or anything. I like it in these. I like it in parties. Like, I can do it in trials, but I don't think I would enjoy doing it. In a raid environment. That's just too much responsibility for me. But I don't know. When I played WoW, I played Resto Shaman quite a bit. I mean, Resto Shaman was really easy, because you just basically just chain heal. Or at least you did when I played. I haven't played since the beginning of Mists of Pandaria, so I don't know how that's changed with Warlords. Haven't heard the best things about Warlords. But oh, oops, my bad. Person's lag is really bad viewing a cutscene. That doesn't matter. These dungeons so old now. It's just do it. Knock it out. We don't need 2 DPS. I did, what's the other one that has this guy? Desmail Darkhold? Zamail? Or however the fuck you're supposed to say that. I did that the other day. Getting the Zeta weapon for my Paladin, just to have it as a glamour, glamour option. And man, I had forgotten how annoying that guy is. I mean, when you're doing it on uncapped at level 60, you can just stand in everything and not care. But, you know, just with all the shit on the ground. Oh my god. I gotta understand why this gives people so much trouble the first time they do it. You know, and that's really the encounter that cements in your head. Like, the #1 rule of MMOs is don't stand in shit. And there's a lot to be said for that, you know. That's the basic premise of how to not die, is don't stand in things. You know, and 14 is really nice because they broadcast the moves. You know, 11 did not do that. I don't recall if WoW does that or not. I think they definitely do now, but I don't know if they've always done that. But Final Fantasy is kind of nice. You know, I think some people were like, well, why do we need to show people this? Like, they should be able to figure it out on their own. You know, back in my day in Final Fantasy 11, we didn't broadcast moves, which, you know, is true. It 100% did not. But if you can make everyone's, when I say everyone, most people's play experience that much better by just, you know, showing them, and I think that's great. You know, it makes it, I don't know that accessible is the right word, but it makes it a whole lot easier to play this at a high level, in my opinion. Dr. Ray's Crook. Obviously, just gonna pass on that one yet. Well, hey guys, thanks for checking in. This is Shifty Craig. Just got done doing a leveling queue. Got about 7-8 mil XP more before level 60. So we'll check back in this time tomorrow. Maybe do another leveling. Maybe do some Midas or something. Anyway, this is Shifty Craig signing off for now.